Hey, what's going on, KK? How you feeling?
I'm okay.
Good, 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 good day.
Hot. Day. Very, very hot.
Sorry, say that again.
I said it's very, very hot outside.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
See, I ain't been out there yet. So,
What's up, y'all?
hey, what's going
what's
on?
going on? Peter.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello. Oh, who that juice? Hey, juice.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
How y'all feeling?
Oh man, it's been a rough few days, but I'll be all right.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, join
Could
y'all.
always be worse. Not too much, man. Just
That is
long
true.
weekend, long weekend. Just ready to get back to it. We had enough time away from the market. Whenever the market is closed on a Monday, depending on how the week went before, it'd be like those long weekends can, yeah, it can be a little too long at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boy,
So,
itching to get back, man.
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get started, man. How many we normally yeah, it's just 1 minute over. So I'm gonna give people a little bit of time to join. Did y'all do anything this weekend?
Nah, my shit been working all week, bro.
Cool, cool, cool.
Worked on my broken ass car.
Okay, okay.
And it's still broken. Surprise, surprise.
Man, well, at least well, good thing about options trading, you ain't gotta worry about having money to get it fixed.
That is true. It's just
So,
so crazy,
things
man.
could always be worse where you don't have the money to get it fixed. So,
Like it's hilarious. Like the car's been down for 2.5 years. I finally pick it up on Friday from the performance shop, and it overheats right when I'm parking in my parking spot at home.
that sucks.
I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me.
Did anybody look at any chart setups or anything this
This
weekend?
weekend?
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
yeah, I was.
on Netflix.
Okay, Netflix. All
Netflix
right,
look
cool,
good,
cool.
bro.
Cool. I'm gonna get to when I get to that part, the chart setups. I'm gonna ask if y'all got any stocks y'all want me to present, and I'll bring them up and chart them. So yeah, so we can get to that. That's why I wanted to know if there were any, because that'll be a good idea. That's a good one. So
I would like you to please look at Microsoft.
I mean,
I mean, well, we
when we get to that part, I'm gonna ask y'all in that real time, and y'all just kind of like let me know so I can
I
just
could just
remember them all.
remember what.
I know I ain't gonna
Why?
remember
Okay.
that screen. Yeah, let me see how many minutes we got. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, man. These people probably got barbecues to get to, so
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and get started. All right, so by watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I am not a financial advisor. This is not trading advice. This is solely for educational purposes. There are significant financial risks associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. All right, let me pull my mic closer and just go ahead and get right into it. All right, so this week, man, we got a few Fed speakers, and we got Collins, we got her on Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. We got Logan 3 p.m. on Wednesday at Power Hour. We have Harker Thursday at 10 a.m. Goldsby at 11:45 a.m. on Thursday. Williams 3:30 p.m. Thursday. We got Bostic Thursday. Wow, we got 4 Fed speakers well, 5 on Thursday. And we got Bowman speaking after the close at 4:55 p.m. And then we got Barr on Friday. So I wonder what Collins and Barr are speaking about, man. It must be something serious when you got them two coming out. You got her and him coming out there. She on Wednesday, and we got Barr on Friday. I'm gonna have to look into it to see what's going on. I mean, all I know, we have the beige book coming out on Wednesday, so we have that. We also have ISM services PMI on Wednesday. and we have jobless claims on Thursday. So we don't have a whole lot going on. With regards to catalyst. So let's just see how that all plays out. Cool. So last week, man, you see how the market finished. This was when I say last week, I mean the week of the 25th. This was that particular week right here. Everything was green. Every sector was green. And this particular Friday, we finished with utilities. I'm sorry, not utilities, with energy holding strong. Energies, materials, and financials. Okay, I was just and so we still had some bleeding going on in the communications sector on Friday. Okay, cool. So that was the worst performing sector this weekend or this past week, well, on Friday. Options wise, on Friday we had looked like calls, looked like some flow was going into TLT. And on the put side, we had a lot of massive flow going into Tesla. We had flow going into Meta and NVIDIA. For the week, we had a lot of call flow going into NVIDIA, Amazon, and Tesla. On the put side, we had some flow going into Meta, Zoom, and Baba. Okay, cool. So let's keep it moving along. Yeah, so I wanted to do a few just some proof of concept things, just a few proof of concept trades, because we talk about risk management a lot, and we talk about risk management, but we also talk about just managing your just positions and things of that sort, but we never really I don't think we really go into detail too much about it. I'm not going to do that today, but just want to kind of just cover a few things just because it's easier when you got proof of concept. So last week and the week before, I did 2 single option trades. Just and I had one set up for last week to present, but I never did it. I didn't include the slide, but this week I did. So the point of it was to highlight just the power of a setup and the importance of just risk management is important, but it also it does a lot of things work in your favor when risk management is handled correctly, right? So yeah, so just to kind of get into it. So yeah, 1 second, sorry, trying to bring this slide up. But yeah, so last week, there were a few trades that I posted. I didn't post too many of them, but on our watch list, and Tesla was one of those trades that was posted on the watch list. And so on this watch list, just want to kind of go over it a little bit. We talked about it on Zoom Friday a little, but just a little bit more. So pretty much Tesla was at and I'll bring up the chart in a larger form in a minute, but so where is it? Okay, yeah, so Tesla played out. I'm just going to read it. So Tesla played out like I planned today, grabbed puts at the top, cashed them out at my gamma exposure level, then grabbed calls on the rebound and swung those, aiming for a retest of 260. So like I was saying, I grabbed puts at the top, I sold them when it hit one of my levels, and I bought calls. I was looking for another retest of resistance. Resistance was up there in that 260 area. Like I said, my target was 266. I'm like, but first, now keep in mind, at my gamma level, that was around I think it was like 255 or something like that. So it was $4 or $5 move. But so I'm like, but my target was 266. But first, we got to break the weekly downtrend. I also put in there, also peep the solid bull flag form on the session hours. So that on bull flag was only going to take me to my target, the 260 price target that I had, right? And like I said, I was bullish, but check this out. So, but I put a note down here. Note, don't even think about going for calls. Now, this was after the market closed. You see, this was on August 30th at 9:14 p.m. So this was after the market closed. And this was some place that I had swung. I was like, but don't even think about getting calls until after you see a confirmation break over 261.50. Once that happened, price will explode to 270. So it was important not to, for you not to chase that trade. And again, I was already in that play and I was expecting for a move to happen quickly for me to get to my target to 260. Right. So when that did happen, now this was the follow-up trade the day after that. Right. So Tesla still at that point, I feel like Tesla still wanted 270. It was the way it was moving. I'm like, but if it can't clear 261.50, we're going back to 250, which would be, a $10-11 move down. Had puts under 255, targets 250, 246.50, right? So because I had these ranges, I had all of these ranges, there was a lot of room for us to make moves and a lot of room to play the range. And a good thing about this in the market, the best thing to do is, and I'll get to that part in a second, but yeah, instead of, I'm gonna get to the next slide. So yeah, so this is just proof of concept trade. So SPY ran up. Now, a lot of us were on Zoom Friday morning when when SPY went up and looked like it was going to test 260 again. I told the team, I'm like, I swung this one SPY put. I'm like, I'm not going to add to this position though. It wasn't even so after it went up, it rejected the top of this wedge and it violently started to sell off, and I told the team, I said, oh yeah, I could add to this position on each retest if I want to, but I'm not, because I'm trying to prove something to show the team something for people with small accounts. And so I paid $30 for that put and I sold it for $730, $33. But look, this is a thing. It wasn't like a luck trade or anything. I had the whole setup, had everything planned on this particular trade from start to finish. And then another thing that's important to point out on this is I didn't sell this contract until after almost 2:30. So like with only about an hour left in trading in the market. And when we were on Zoom that morning, I was in that, I was still in that play. So it wasn't like I was just following the price action, watching it move. And like I said, I could have added to it on each move down. But the point was just to prove I see this happen a lot. And I'm just, just want to make sure that everybody that trades, just keep this in mind, because it'll help out with trading going forward. And it'll also help you gain more confidence in your trades and be more stable in your position too. If you could turn $30 into $700 and something dollars, again, that was a $2,300, 2,300% profit. Yeah. And so basically, if you can turn $30 into over $700, you should not, and I'm just saying, when you're trading, you want to be careful with your entry, because a lot of people think, and again, there are different times where this does matter. Adding more contracts could equal more money, adding more contracts could equal more money, but not in every situation. It's not worth it. So I was talking to someone, I was using an analogy about if someone just came up to you and just like, look, I got this investment that I'm trying to, this thing, I'm looking for some investors. Now, with any investment, you can lose your money. So it's just that you're taking a chance when you're investing. So, but they're telling you, I need you to put up $1,000. If you put up $1,000, I'll give you 1,200 back. Meaning, so you give me 1,000, when I give you the money back, you'll made $200 in profit. I'm like, man, well, first of all, it's already, investing is already risky as it is. And it's a possibility that if I give you this money, I could lose it all. I know that. And it wouldn't be your fault. It wouldn't be anything. It's just something that happens. And when you're investing, you could lose it all. But I'm like, is it worth me losing my $1,000 for just a possible profit of 200? To me, the answer is no. The risk to reward ratio is off in that situation. So I'm looking at it like I want a 1-to-2 on my risk to reward at least or something. It doesn't have to always be that, depending on the trade. But I'm saying if I'm gonna put up that type of money, if I'm putting up $1,000, I'm looking to make $1,000, and I can't force that to happen. The setup has to be there. So in a situation like this, the setup was there. Even if it was just a possibility for it just to go to my and when we were on Zoom on Friday morning, when it lost 255, I mentioned to the team, it just took out my trigger for puts. Of course, I was already in the trade, and it just violently died from that point. But the point I'm trying to make, when you got a setup like this, man, it's not like you're in no man's land or you're buying puts and it's all the way down here, because what happens, you'll see the move happen. It's a FOMO thing. It happens to everybody. But when after the move already happens, then people get FOMO and start asking about puts at that point. I'm like, no, the time to buy puts was when everybody was chasing calls and it was hitting to resistance. That's what I'm looking for. So that's why, when it was up here and it was running, I was talking about the put position, and because the move had already taken place, and I'm like, it's not breaking here, and even if it did break, it was some margin and a confirmation we were looking for before we would have grabbed calls, because at that point it's risky. So I'm looking for a move to take place after. I'm not looking to buy calls up here. I'm looking to buy puts, because the probability of it coming back down is, and depending on what's going on, obviously we had the volume, we had everything, the whole setup was there. I'm buying puts there, and that was the move. That's what happened, and that was how that happened. But what I see, and again, I've seen it, and again, it's something that a lot of people do when you're anxious to make money or whatever. You just okay, this trade didn't work out the way I thought, I'm just adding more money to it. But when you look at the chart, I'm like, well, what will make, why did you add at this particular place? You got to have a real general idea of support and resistance. And support and resistance, that's cool and all too, but it has to be on the right time frame, based off of how much time you're planning on standing to the trade, according to the options trading Bible. So that's documented too. But so that's another thing to pay attention to. But again, I just wanted to do this because, and I'm gonna do them more often. I was talking about this before, just because I could post 1 million contracts, or not 1 million contracts. I don't trade like that no more, but I can post a lot of big trades, but that doesn't do anything but get people to blow their accounts, trying to leverage a lot to make that much money when you don't understand why a person's adding to those positions. So when I do things like this, it not only solidifies the process, but it kind of makes it look crazy to leverage so much money. If, like I said, if you wouldn't put that money into a random investment that some strangers just coming up to you to say, I'll give you give me $2,000, I'll give you 400 back. If that sounds preposterous to you, then that's the same way you have to look at it when you're putting up that much money to only make $200 or $400 or even $500 on a quick trade. It's not worth it, because the moment you put that money into a trade, anything can happen, especially with IV. IV can be ripped from that trade at any moment, no matter whether the stock is moving or not, and you could lose everything, and there'll be no recourse, especially depending on the type of day, the time of day, or the reason the IV was there. It's so many things that can happen. So you have to be careful with that. And then sometimes you have to consider just cutting the trade. Like if the person that you gave the $1,000 to, that's telling you they only going to give you $200 back as a profit, tell you, well, damn, the investment went down a little bit, we lost some money, but it's still in play. I just need you to put a little bit more money up. You're gonna put another 1,000 up, or you're gonna say like, this already ain't going the way I think it should go, and let me just get up out of here. You know what I mean? So it's about being able to manage the risk and live the trade another day. So that's just one of the things that I wanted to touch on about that. And then, like I said, the Friday before, I did the same thing with a meta trade. And I put the whole setup in the watch list too. So it's just important to kind of keep an eye on that watch list when there are things put in there. And this was and I posted this the night before it happened. I'm like, of course I grabbed the meta puts before the close. We rejected the 21-day and lost both the 9 and 50-day EMAs, then hit a 222 reversal to the downside with a bearish engulfing, right? So at market open, this play didn't start out in profit. What did it? It was up like $50 at market open. And then, like I said, this trade went up 800 and something percent, paid $98 for it, sold it for over $900. So the whole point I'm trying to make is you don't have to put up a whole lot of money to make money if you have the perfect entry and you really trade solid setups. You have to look for the solid setups. You can't miss a play and then just start chasing a stock because it's running. Most of the time, it's not going to end well for you. You have to think. Sometimes stocks short squeeze. You know, sometimes use NVIDIA, for example. Sometimes NVIDIA just does wild things. You know what I mean? And it's a momentum stock. You can make a lot of money trading it when it's going your way. But it does what it wants to do. Like I'll say NVIDIA, Meta, Tesla, Netflix, those stocks they teach you painful lessons in trading. So, but it's easier to manage those lessons if you have a strategy when you're trading. You just can't just be careful with just over leveraging on the trades and averaging down on trades, because even if you're, sometimes it's just better to just wait for the next trade, but and just understand that. And I just want to make sure that everybody is just cool on understanding that, because it's just something that's going to save you in the long run, and it's going to keep you in the game. Over the weekend, I was on the courts on Saturday, and I said, I need an accurate total of how much money we've accumulated as a team for the year. And I did that total, and it was over $30,000 that we've made. And these are official trades that have been alerted to the team, not trades that I just put on a watch list, like the Tesla and the Meta trade that I'm talking about right now, that made $700 and $800 in profit. I didn't include those or other. It's like I probably got like hundreds of trades like that weren't included in those totals. Only the ones that can be audited and looked at, if you go and do an audit of the chat, are listed in there that were official alerts to the team. Those are the only trades that got included in our totals. And so that means if you only grabbed one option, one contract of every single trade that I called out, you would be up $30,000, $30,300 in profit. So look, even if you, and like I said, I counted all of the losses in there and everything. You can see every single loss listed that's subtracted from that total. And so if you only took my trades, and if you're here to make money and you just only took my trades to make your money, build your account up first, then you do what you want to do, then you be able to make as much money as you want to make. So just start thinking about what's holding you back. Is it discipline? Whatever it is, just start thinking about that, because there's solidification in what we got going on over here. Like if you just follow that process, you be up. Like even if you followed it halfway, you would be up, $15,000. So just think about that. So so you may have a day where a trade don't go your way. I mean, that happens to all of us. That will affect all of us. If a trade isn't going your way, that means it possibly isn't going my way either, right? So we'll either cut those trades. I mean, sometimes in a swing trade situation, you don't have no recourse, like that Tesla situation at the beginning of July. But you see how we bounced back immediately off of that trade and just kept it going. That was like the biggest loss on a single trade that I ever had. You know what I'm saying? That was, and I wasn't mad that we took that loss on those puts. It was the fact that, because it was a swing trade, so I only swung one contract, number one. Number two, I was disappointed that we weren't in a strangle because Tesla beat those delivery numbers for the first time in several quarters, and it ran like a bat out of hell, like $21. So my head was hurting because we weren't in that trade. I didn't care about the $300 loss, because you see the same day, I alerted a trade, an NVIDIA trade that canceled that trade out. So the whole point is there's a method to my madness, and it's so weird. I'm gonna share this with y'all too. When I was going through the trades, when I was going through the totals, I had to go back and calculate January's numbers, because I wasn't really keeping track of it like that. I wasn't, how we started doing in March, where we came at the end of the month. We were just I would just post them in the chat as a collective spreadsheet. But when I went back to do January's to come up with the totals, I was like, man, wow. I was like, I'll never trade like that again. It was just too many trades. I mean, it was a great month. We made over 4 bands that month, but to me, it was just too many trades. I'm like, wow, it's too many trades. And that was like a little over 6 months ago. And to me now, that was too many trades. We can make the same amount of money, and half of the trades that we took in January. But so just think about that too. And it's just something to consider. But I'm just to summarize that before we move on the year. If you only grabbed one contract of every trade that I called out, you would be up. You have a net profit of $30,300 and something dollars. So like I said, if you only took one of each trade. And so, like I said, imagine if you only decided to just do I'll just do half of the trades he called out. You would be up over 15 bands still on the year per option. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And so and again, this ain't nothing. I mean, I'm a coach, I'm a teacher. This is a business at the end of the day. So I'm supposed to talk about this stuff. This is like if you go into a shoe store or a grocery store, they're going to talk about the best things on the menu, to get you to know what's going on, or the track record. That's proof of concept. So that's undeniable, so we have to hit those things to kind of, it's important to hit those things. So, because a lot of times when money is involved, we don't, I'm guilty of it too. You forget, because I wasn't even thinking that it was that much, right? I was thinking more like maybe 25 or something. But long story short, when you think about those things, just think about just following the process. That's all I'm saying. Because again, once you can deviate from it whenever I guess as you see fit. But if you think about it in just in totality, if you're here to really make money, there's nothing more demoralizing than, working hard for the money and then losing it in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? And I'm encouraging you to do this for a few reasons, because if you're making money, most people are happy when they're making money. And that'll increase the morale in the chat. That'll increase my presence in the chat. That'll increase the amount of trades. I'm like, that'll increase a lot of things that would benefit all of us from that, but I learned something this weekend. I was like, if I, put things into a different perspective, if my team was up over $30,000 on a year and I wasn't, because I was doing my own thing, and I took myself out of it for a second. I was like, I can see how that could make people feel some type of way, and not be excited. I'm like, but I would still clap for my team though. So that's why I was like, I'm still different in that regard. I would still clap, because it's not the team's fault, because it'd be like, damn, the proof is there. Those trades did happen. And I was there when those trades happened, and I didn't take those trades, or I got out without talking to my coach, or my coach said to do this. I didn't do that. I jumped in here and I got nervous. So all of the things that happen, that especially the things that are in the options trading Bible, and all of those things are there. So I'm being as fair and as as understanding as I could possibly be. But at the same time, it's like you just have to really think like, come on, man. It's like, am I really gonna be, and sorry, excuse my French, but am I really gonna be like a dickhead and just not stick to this? I'm just gonna waste my money doing this? Because think about it, this is real money. I can't imagine. I've done it before. I used to work for companies, and when I didn't really know how to trade like that, or just I would get in the trade and not pay attention to it and then come back 20 minutes later and then it's down like 30% and I'm staying in the trade and now it's down 60%. And next thing you know, I lost that money. Sometimes I got it back on another trade, but sometimes what if that was all you had, right, to trade and you lost that money? I can see how that can really hurt. But what I'm saying is, but I can only feel sorry for you, but so much if I'm saying, you know, well, just if you do this and this and this, you'll be fine. You know, so yeah, so just think, because all of us should be up at least something. We should not be, nobody should be at break even on the year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if you just came in, but I'm just saying, I know that if everybody was making more money, I had to try to figure it out. I'm like, you know what, that makes sense. And so I'm trying to make things in a way or do things in a way that will help everybody. Like I even made some more changes. We're going to talk about that on this meeting, but got some other things to cover. But this part of this session is important because that's what we're here for. We're here to make money. The reason that everybody is here, the reason we retain most of our members is because money is being made, whether you're following the process or not. I know some people are like, you know what, I can come back and still make this money because I know that the money is being made. Like I said, now I can say for 32 months straight, I've generated at least $1,000 a month for the team. So regardless, you're gonna make money in this group. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you stick to the small things like where you should take profit at and how much of your total and money available for trading you have, that you put into one trade, these things will protect you and ensure that you are a part of the profits that are going to happen for the rest of this year, because there are big moves that are going to happen for the rest of this year. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, seeing those numbers on Saturday night kind of like motivated me. I'm like, oh, well, I want to officially at least get to 50, at least. I'm not going to force it, but if those opportunities come along, I'm like, you know, possibly make it happen. I mean, but it depends. It all depends. I ain't going to force any trades. You know that. I'm not trying to do that. But I just wanted to kind of bring that up, man. And again, we could do a whole lot of things together as a team, and we can continue to grow as a team. But we also, like, you also have to just accept like where you are as a trader and what you really plan. Ask yourself, write down some things. What are you really planning to do with this? Again, this is full-time for me, but full-time doesn't mean trade all day. Full-times mean take my trade and go on about my business. Full-time doesn't mean I'm gonna trade every single day of the week either. I used to do that to appease the team. You know, I was looking at the profits for January. And I was telling KK, I was like, I can see a lot of these trades. I was looking at the time and date that they were called out. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to call out the scalps for the more advanced traders. And then 30 minutes later, I'll call out another trade that would last longer for the other traders. And it was just like certain things that I was doing. And they were profitable trades, but I'm like, I would never do that now. So, you know, I was doing something for everybody, trying to make sure, oh, I know they missed this trade, so let me go ahead and call out another trade. Stuff like that. Haven't been doing that type of stuff lately, and just more controlled and more disciplined trading, right? And so that's something to be proud of. Just saying that I do plan on, I want to end this year with a bang, whatever the market give us though, right? And but I just want the team to just know, like, man, if you haven't, like, I would just still just check out the how-to guide, you know, just to see where everything is. Like, I don't care how long you've been in this group. It's those small things like that we've revamped or whatever. Just go look at it, because it'll answer questions. There's certain things that are there now to make things easier for future people. And again, it'll just kind of help you understand, but I really think I took my time working on the options trading Bible, and I think everybody should know that Bible. Everybody should practice it and live by it. It's going to save you. So it's certain things that I won't say anymore because it's in the options trading Bible, you know, and I wrote it out so that way y'all could have some laws, you know, some trading laws that I live by that made me successful, right? That I help y'all. So that's all I wanted to say about that. And so let's move on, man. So what's up with SPY? What is up with SPY? Interesting close on Friday. So on Friday, SPY closed above my key level that I have here. And so it closed above the key level. We still got a outside candle. So, you know, a volatile Friday close with an outside candle. And so let's see if we get this bounce. I mean, on the session hour, we already got a little start of that bounce with that hammer close with a lot of volume that came in to make that happen at the end. Let's see how the weekly ended. Month also closed this week. So that's a nice weekly candle right there. So still looking bullish for the market. Still looking pretty bullish. It looked like so SPY came up there, rejected the bottom of this gap fill area. So if we can actually get back up here and I just want to see how SPY handles this area right here, because I believe it's going to bounce here. But if we can get back over that 254, what is that, 254? Yeah, back over. Wow, we really almost hit 260, 254 on Friday. Well, last week, yeah, Friday. If we can get over 254, we should be able to close this gap fill area. But let's just see how the price moves and see what's going on, what happens this upcoming week, because we got a nice bullish close. I like how our momentum was on Friday. Well, actually for the last few days we got that green oscillator bar. I was talking about this on Zoom Friday. This was the first green oscillator bar sequence that we had since what was that, July 26th? Well, that wasn't really solid green though. So I was since Wednesday, July 19th, then we flipped. So we've got momentum flipped back. We got these green oscillator bars and it held green and it was still going up. So we had some divergence here. As you can see, a little SPY was coming down, but you see that we had the momentum still going up, even though the volume is coming down. So I think we get a continuation up. And again, an outside candle is similar to an inside candle, but the reverse, you know, it ate both sides of the previous candle. So we can go either way still, you know, and I like the way price is set up on there. Let me go to Meta. All right, yeah, so we got Meta, man. Let me put this back on the week. Hold it first here. Change that setting. But yeah, man, so we got Meta here. Meta bounced off the 9 EMA and closed just above my key level area here. I'm looking for a nice move up here. We should be able to go up here and close that gap to 301.95. That's what I'm looking for Meta. So I'm looking for a bounce and a move up. So SPY got to participate, man. And Meta, keep in mind, look, the way the market was acting on Friday, the way the market was behaving on Friday, man. Well, I'll say the last 2 days, the way the market was behaving, but really Friday, Meta was holding up strong. Everything else was flushing, but Meta was holding strong. And you see here, we got our first green oscillator bar on MACD, and we haven't had one since August, since the 1st of August, right? And this was on the 1st. So it was 30 days before before the last time we had a green oscillator bar. It looked like the MACD line is about to cross over the signal line. And again, it was just a lot of congregation that was happening here. You can see it depicted better on the session hour right here. But look at the way the weekly ended on Meta. Solid move for Meta on the weekly. And then keep in mind, I showed y'all at the beginning of this this session or this meeting what the one with the most oversold or oversold sector was, or the one that was the weakest, and that was communication sector. And but Meta still managed to hold, so looking really good to me. It's holding, it held. So not only did it hold the 9 EMA, it closed above my key level, but it also sustained this wedge break right here. I love that. I love that. Meta looked like it wants to make a nice move. So, I'm looking for, like I said, 301.95. Then we got 307. We got, well, I'm not going to go any further than that. I got the chart in the chat too. So, but yeah, I like the way Meta looks here. Bring Tesla up, since we kind of just touched Tesla, but we really didn't touch it. So hit Tesla real quick. Ooh, man, Tesla is interesting, man. So we got the flush on Tesla, but we still managed to close over the 50. So we held the 50. Nice bounce off the 50. I mean, nice bounce down here, and kind of just closed right there at the 50. So I'm gonna see how this goes. If we get a continuation down, I mean, it looked like it wants to continue down, but I can see it bouncing off of there too. Let's just see what happens. I mean, it's a nice area down here where price, I hope price didn't come all the way down here, but if you look here on the weekly, it was a gap here that we came down and tested, bounced off that gap fill area and closed. We got the inverse hammer on the weekly. Yeah, but like I said, and it is bearish. We got a nice flush, but I'm looking at it as being really oversold. Let's just see what happens. And right now, I mean, I would call it bearish, but like I said, I'm looking at this 50. Let's see what it does, see how it handles this area here. If it loses the 50, then we go lower. So let's just see how that plays out. Roman, you said Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. Netflix look good, bro. I seen it. The 9 EMA crossed above the 21, and then this gap fill is approaching.
Okay, so all right. So here, all right. I like the way this chart looks for Netflix. I like the way the weekly looks a lot better. We gotta see, that's why I always talk about this, man, too. So you see how on some people are just looking, just see that inverse hammer on the daily, but I see a key level being held, and I also see how this weekly, we got a beautiful 222 reversal here on the weekly. And let me see how the monthly looks, because that just closed too. Oh yeah, so we got a 222 reversal on the monthly also, and the last month closed with a hammer. Yeah, looking pretty bullish right here for Netflix, man. And again, this was another thing. It's crazy how the month before finished. How it finished. It came all the way down here, and we ended up getting all the way back up here finishing. That was a crazy close. So we know this candle look like it definitely wants to make a move. I like that as a nice swing trade too. Now on this for the daily right now, yeah, if the market, like same thing with Meta, man. If the market does what it needs to do, I mean, it's obviously Meta has a better setup than Netflix, but I do like I like this as a whole to keep an eye on. I like what I'm seeing on this chart. I think that it has some room to make some moves. I really like it. And like you said, it's a gap area here at 450 that it looked like it wants. So doesn't leave so that would be a nice $5 move from the trigger. Like if we break the trigger. But me personally, I'm looking for a bounce down here. Let's see if it comes back down and retest this area, or if we just have a continuation up and before a trade on it. Yeah, but I like how it held this breakout area, and it has a lot of momentum. And it still finished green on a day where the market was really, really bad. So I like Netflix. I like it a lot. That's a good one, bro, because I didn't even have it charted. So I only had a few lines on here, but I wasn't even watching Netflix. So appreciate you bringing that up. Let me go to NVIDIA real quick. I thought this was going to come down here and retest this 9 EMA. Still has time. You know, AI got earnings on, I think, Wednesday. So we'll see how that impacts this. You see, we got a nice a bearish engulfing on the daily. So it looked like it wants to come down and retest this 9 EMA, but we'll have to see how it plays out because you know it's a lot of news driven by this stock. I mean, the stock's driven by a lot of news. I like the setup on the session hour. Obviously, the daily holds more weight. We'll see what happens because yeah, we'll just see what happens on this right now. What I see on it is a bearish setup right now. It looks bearish to me. It looked like it has some more room down to go. And so that's what I'm gonna go off. But then when I look at the weekly is strong as hell. You know, the weekly is holding up. So that has more weight than, but we can get a little pullback. Let's just see how this plays out, man. Look for a setup on it. Again, it would be nice for me if it came down here and bounced. Technically, it did not touch this level. We actually had it got within $4 of it, but it didn't touch it. So let's see. But bearish engulfing, man, see what happens. And again, the market gonna have a lot to do with it as well. So we'll see. I like it, but I don't really see a setup to the upside on it right now. I'm gonna definitely chart it though. For right now, I'm gonna chart it. I'll chart that one. Let's see. But because DocuSign got earnings this upcoming week, see what the chart looks like on it. Oh man, sheesh. Damn. Nice 222 continuation on the daily. That's a crazy move. 222 reversal on the weekly. Man, missed that whole move. Missed out on that entire move. I mean, I wouldn't have been watching that anyway. But now, I mean, I'm gonna keep that on my radar to watch heading into earnings. You know, when those stocks that are getting beaten down, when the market starts to move, sometimes they run in and pump in those stocks. Same thing happened with Affirm last week. But look at this, man. This was a crazy surge on this stock, man. So it looked like it had some more room heading into its earnings. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this one, man. Keep an eye on this one. They got earnings this upcoming week, but this just seems like something that could possibly be in play just to trade, man. Look at this weekly. Even the weekly is look like it's trying to break out, man. This is a really nice chart, really nice chart. And I'm just surprised at how it finished on Friday with all of that selling pressure. But when I guess, like I said, when certain stocks are oversold and they hit key levels, man, you go, you know, some people like they're just gonna buy them anyway. Same thing happened with Nike last week. So yeah, wasn't me just keep that. I have to keep an eye on this one, man. This is an interesting chart. Really, really interesting. Hold on. I know nobody's watching it. They probably miss earnings and then come back down and retest that area. Possibly. I mean, I'm gonna have to look at the data and see what's going on with it. I have no idea what's going on with this stock earnings wise. So that's just I'm just looking at the setup and it looked like it looks good. That's all I'm saying. Nice chart. Any other stocks for me to chart?
Could you
What
look
about
at
TLT?
What you say, KK?
Microsoft?
Oh, you did say that. You did say that earlier. My bad. I forgot all about it. I knew it was another one. I was trying to figure out what it was. I knew it was something else. I got Netflix already. Roman said that. So yeah. Microsoft. Knew it was something. How did I forget that though? It's crazy. 1 second. Okay, I like Microsoft. Great chart, actually. This chart looks great. This chart looks great. I like this chart. You know, it still held this breakout. Still held this breakout area. I like this bounce off the 9 and the 21. And it looked like the 9 is about to cross the 21. We got a nice little bounce off of there too, man. I think that this looks pretty good. We look at the weekly. We got a inside week. I like inside weeks. And one sec. Let me just see something else. I want to see how the monthly finished on this one. Interesting. So we got an inside week and an inside month. The last month finished with a hammer. Inside week, inside month on Microsoft. Okay. All right. So this one, and you see how we still got that momentum. It's still holding that momentum. It wants to do something. Yeah, let's get that movement on there. I like this chart. I like this chart too. This is another one that's set up really nicely. Hold on. Yeah, I like the way this looks. I like the way it looks. I will chart this one. I really think that this can easily test that 335 area. And if we can break out of the highs, we should be able to make a move to that 335 area. I like this chart setup. Now, again, inside week, inside month. So that's a neutralizing, they're neutralizing candles, it's neutralizing situations. So price can go either way, but I like a neutralizing situation because when you got that much congregation, that much concentration in that particular area for a long time, when price moves, it's going to make a big move. And the way it's set up right now, it looked like it'll be a move to the upside. Just looking at the momentum, looking at how it's sustained this price. Now, one thing about Microsoft, I told y'all before, whenever there's a stress test on SPY or something like that, Microsoft used to be one of the first stocks to sell off, and it held up relatively well with how things were going. One second, I just wanted to show y'all this concentration on a lower time frame on a session hour. You see how price was just congregating in this area up here for a while. So we break out of here, we easily, man, this is a nice setup on Microsoft. I really, really like how prices was congregating in this area, and it looked like it's ready to make a move. And when it make that move, it's gonna go. So I don't know if is it gonna be AI earnings on Wednesday, or I'm not sure what's gonna be the catalyst, but it looked like it's ready to go, and it held up. They were buying it while the market was coming down. Let me get to this to the earnings screen. So yeah, AI got earnings on Wednesday after the close. So let's just see if it gets a run up. I'm gonna look up that chart in a second too. Let me just pull up that chart since we are here real quick. I just want to just take a look at it. I don't trade AI, but I know a lot of y'all trade it. Man, look at it. It kind of looked like on the hourly, it kind of looked like Microsoft a little bit, but it looked like it has a little flag, a nice flag on there forming. Oh yeah, man, this thing looked like it's setting up to make a move, man. Trying to get a reversal going. If you get back over that 21 EMA, take the 9 up there with it, it can actually move. But again, I haven't traded this stock. I know a lot of y'all trade it, but just looking at this chart here, man, and this is just the session hour, but I just wanted to get a closer look at what was going on here. And I like the little bull flag that it has on here. Looks nice, and just waiting to see us finish with an inside candle on the hour. Inside, is that inside on a day? No, it's not inside on a day. Two down on a day, but it finished with a hammer, sustained the 9 EMA. Let's see what that weekly looks like on here. Sheesh. Nice weekly candle right here, man. So we got a reversal. Well, no, inside week, inside month. I'm sorry, inside week and inside on the hour. So we got an inside week, but that was a nice bounce that it took on the weekly, though. I thought it was a bullish engulfing, but it isn't a bullish engulfing. So inside week, bring this up a little bit to make that clear. Okay, yeah, so inside week, though, looks nice. And I really think that this is it's possibly setting up for a move, a move from here. Just looking at how the chart looks. And just let me see the monthly. I just want to take a look. I'm curious. The month just closed a few weeks ago. Interesting. So inside on the month for right now, we finished with a 222 reversal. So it already had its sell-off. It could possibly continue down, right? This is a monthly though. Who cares about the month if it just started, right? And I don't mean it like that. I'm saying like if someone's playing this as an earnings run-up trade or something like that, the monthly isn't going to matter right now. You know, if earnings in 3 days, so that's not even a long swing trade or just a possible run-up trade if you were thinking of touching this. But I really like the way it looks on the week, and I like the way it looks on that way it finished on the session hour. And I love the way it looks on the daily. It looked like it's setting up for a nice reversal and move up. So we need to break out and make that move. I really like this setup on the session hour and the way the daily is forming. We got time frame continuity on the session hour and the daily. And I think the weekly too. Let me see, look again. Yeah, not really the weekly, but I mean, in terms of the type of setup that I saw. Yeah, so I like what I'm seeing on this. Yeah, nice. That's a really nice chart, man. Really nice chart for AI heading into earnings. So look, 3 stocks impacted by that. You know, we got that NVIDIA, Microsoft, and now the AI chart. So we got all of them reporting. Zscaler is reporting. Remember last earnings, Zscaler it can move. I think it was last earnings, September again. Wow. Yeah, so I think it was last earnings, maybe not. But Zscaler is another one to keep an eye on for earnings. Trip.com is something that you should watch. For earnings, Dave & Buster's got earnings on Wednesday after the close. GameStop, you know, it's always going to be something to mention because it's just, you never know what could happen with that stock. I mean, I don't trade it like that, but just something that you got to mention it. You got to mention it. And because if for some reason they have a positive earnings or negative, whatever, then the memes may wake up all of the other memes or something. It's just something to keep an eye on. GameStop. Again, like I said, DocuSign got earnings on. DocuSign is always going to be something we keep an eye on. You know, last quarter, it had a crazy move last quarter. And I think it squeezed. Something happened with it. It had a big move last quarter. And Kroger got earnings. There's a lot of other companies on here. You can tell when we get into the end of earnings season because the chart become like real scarce. But yeah. So outside of these earnings and just and again, look, so Express is on here too. It's another meme stock. So I mean, I guess you can keep an eye on Express too. But I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. But yeah, man, outside of that, I don't have anything else. We covered everything. We got a short week. That's the most important thing. So everything that you trade this week, tomorrow, anything you grab for this upcoming week, you already losing a day. So the IV is going to be up. I'm sorry, not the IV, the theta is going to be elevated on a lot of these contracts tomorrow because we're losing a day already. So, and I don't know if turnaround Tuesday is going to really be like turnaround Tuesday or if it's going to act like an indecision Monday. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of variables to consider. And then we got the beige book coming out at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So just keep in mind, we got a short week and it's a lot of possibilities. So that's why it's important to just wait and see, let the market tell you what it wants to do. And yeah, just if you haven't, just take a look at that options trading Bible and we actually have a specific channel in there for the trading checklist. It's just called checklist. Take a look at that channel and just make sure y'all using that trading checklist when you're trading. And I know some of y'all probably have some barbecues and stuff to get to. It's we finished and it's 2:59. So you got like 60 seconds to spare, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend.
Thank you so much. We
No
appreciate your time.
And
Thanks,
I'll see y'all
Antoine.
tomorrow.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Peace.
Have a
I'll
good
see
one,
you tomorrow,
everybody.
bro.
See y'all. Peace.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, Antoine.